As the title of the video suggests, we're going to be talking about today, arguably, the most important room in the entire world. Now, I know a lot of people might have some suggestions as to what that room might be it the Oval Office, somewhere in Area 51 where dem aliens are at, or maybe your own kitchen. However, I'm going to put my case forward and say it's this place in the middle of the frozen tundra. Hello! Welcome to Brain Spill, the laziest show on the internet. My name is Tank, and today we're talking about Zva. How on earth do you pronounce this thing? Ah, right. Zvabar, the D silent. Ha! Good job I checked that. Yes, this place is the Zvabar Seed Vault. This room is known for many things, as well as the world's most important room, the Doomsday Vault or the Global Seed Vault. Yes, this building is specifically made to store a variety of seeds. In the event that the world comes to an end and humanity manages to find itself in a position where agriculture is no longer possible, the building would be the last hope of mankind. Basically, what they're saying is when we inevitably nuke the living hell out of each other, at least we've got somewhere where we may be able to make a comeback. This isn't the only seed vault in the world, as there are a whole host of facilities around the world housing various seeds and local agriculture products to try and sustain human life. However, this seed vault in particular is by far the biggest and most important due to the wide variety of seeds and samples they have in storage. Not only is it by far the largest facility, but it's also considered the safest facility there is, being able to withstand both natural and man-made disasters. Some other seed banks around the world have had their fair share of issues, such as seed banks in conflict areas like Afghanistan and Iran, which have been completely destroyed. And the Zvabar Vault acts as a backup as well as a storage facility, which is the reason behind its conception. With the vulnerability of the world's supply of gene banks like this, a mega facility was needed for some reassurance. The purpose of the vault is to store duplicates, or backups, of seed samples from the world's crop collections. It will secure for centuries millions of seeds representing every important crop variety available in the world today. It is the final backup. Final backup. So what they're saying is, if anything was to happen to the vault or its contents, we'd all be screwed. And yes, I know talking about a room with some seeds in it probably doesn't sound like the most interesting thing in the world. However, the importance we're going to place on this thing is second to none. I mean, in the event that everything does go to shit, at least we have somewhere like this that might be able to sustain human life, or at least try and repair whatever we've got left. Having such a backup of seeds, we could possibly reintroduce seeds back into areas which have been completely wiped out after a cataclysmic event, giving us a second chance at rebuilding if we ever were in a position where we need to rely on this backup. Dug into a frozen mountainside on the island of Zvabar, this is only 620 miles away from the North Pole, and for good reason. Being in an isolated area means that it has the best chance of not being destroyed or impacted by the world. That, and it being an incredibly secure facility, will give humanity a fighting chance if the world does need it one day. The facility itself is very well protected. It has large blast doors, has fencing, security guards, and even friggin' polar bears. You know for a fact that this facility is very well protected when you have large hungry bears outside ready to eat you if you go near it. As a matter of fact, the vault is so well built, it has been tried and tested against a magnitude 6.2 earthquake and has been able to withstand a direct nuclear strike, which I don't think they've ever tried and tested this exactly, but it's good to be safe in the knowledge that such a place cannot be simply wiped out with the press of a button. An important part of this vault is just the sheer variety of seeds they have inside the vault, as if we were to only rely on a few different crops, we'd probably kipper it if something was to go wrong. This would be particularly true if we were to experience some severe famine or drought, where if we were too reliant, or put all our eggs in one basket, that might be the end for humanity. So having such a sheer volume and variety of seeds, we can pretty much have a safe bet of at least being able to reproduce some food in the future. This variety is key, as dependent on what climate or what temperature we're living with in the future, we could basically take our pick. Crop diversity will soon prove to be our most potent and indispensable resource for addressing climate change, water and energy supply constraints, and for meeting the food needs of a growing population. So yeah, pretty much what he just said. The project was led by Norway with the support of many other countries to create the vault. A vault with a capacity of 4.5 million varieties of crops, with each variety having about 500 seeds in that pod, which leads to a capacity of about 2.5 billion seeds which can be stored. That's a lot of seeds. It's been reported that the vault has about, at the moment, 980,000 different samples in there, meaning that there's still plenty of room if we want to fill it up a bit more. And this should go a long way to at least make sure that we have some form of safety net. The facility itself looks pretty cool, and you know what, I'd like to maybe go there one day, because it looks like a Bond villain's hideout. I mean, it's this massive facility in the middle of nowhere that's so well protected that you'd think the Ark of the Covenant was in there or something. I mean, this is just crazy. The facility is cooled to about -18 degrees, being the optimal temperature for the storage of these seeds, which can remain in the facility for upwards of 1,000 years. This is all pretty cool stuff, and I know that a lot of this is saying that in the event in the future, if there's a problem, that it may come in handy. However, the vault has already proven its effectiveness, as it was used in 2015 to support Syria after the terrible civil war that's been there. This war having killed hundreds of thousands of people and made even more flee the country. And as a result of this war ongoing for so long, it's caused so much damage to the country and even to the local agriculture of what they're growing. The impact has not only been on the vast scale of human loss, but also the ecological damage this has caused. One real area for concern here is that in Aleppo, where a lot of the conflicts and fighting was occurring, there is based the International Centre to Agricultural Research in dry areas. And the real fear here is that if the seeds being preserved inside were lost, then that might cause some real problems. Thankfully, many countries have agreed to provide samples of seed varieties to the vault in the event anything was to occur, with Syria being one of them. Samples of localised wheat and barley and grasses suited to the dry regions had been stored and thankfully available to possibly reintroduce them in the future. Now, this is all great and all, but with the ever-growing threats of there being geopolitical tensions and the fact that you might have a research facility that gets destroyed, then you're going to need somewhere like Svalbard to give you some sort of a backup in case things go a bit astray. I mean, you might think that this might never happen, but who knows? I mean, one day if hops decided to go completely extinct, we wouldn't have beer, and then the world would be in deep shit. Because, of course, hops is a vital thing for human existence. I mean, beer by extension, but hops is a pretty key part of that. So really, I think the thing to conclude on this is having a facility like this, we hope we'll never have to use it, but just having it there certainly gives us some reassurance in the future, just in case we're in very dire straits. Yes, seeds, the things that pretty much give us everything we need in life, and just not having them, we're going to be in some serious trouble. And I'm pretty sure that I can speak for all of us when I say that we as a human race can't afford to lose out on beer, I mean hops, I mean wheat, you know, just the important stuff. If you liked the video, be sure to like and subscribe. If you want to be notified as soon as I upload my next video, be sure to hit the bell button. And if you've got any ideas for what topics you'd like me to discuss next, let me know down in the comments below. As always, sources used in the video will be in the description. Right, I'm gonna go and plant a seed after this video, and that seed is gonna grow into a nice YouTube tree, which hopefully will give me plenty of likes. Not dropping any hints or anything, but that's just what one man is hoping for. I'll see you guys in the next video. Fantastic.